Hey you guys, it's currently March 13th at around like 10 o'clock in the morning. And today I was going through a lot of my videos and I found a lot of my vlogs that I had when I was going through a custody battle with my ex-husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband. And I would like to post this to my YouTube. Now, these vlogs are in the past. Everything's been resolved for custody matters. I have split custody of my kids. Just to put it in retrospect, when I left in January of 2017, I left because I was unhappy and I was watching mine and my husband's marriage just literally fall apart. I am not perfect. I'm not a perfect human, and I wasn't a perfect wife. I'm not a perfect mother, and I tried. I tried even after I left. Tried to make things work out. For the first little bit, I told him to keep his distance because I just didn't want to fall back into a repetitive motion of leaving again, and him saying he's gonna fix himself, we're gonna fix it. And so basically, why my face is red and my neck is red, I have a big rash all over my face. I used micellar water or something like that and it caused a big reaction, so I'm gonna be throwing that out or giving it to somebody that needs it, but I prefer to just throw it out. So the reason why I want to put on these vlogs on my channel, as much as I don't want the controversy and I don't want people to judge on how possibly irrational I was being at that time, I was constantly being threatened that my kids were going to be taken away. I was constantly threatened that, with the way that my ex treated me, the way he said things, because I had submitted before. If you look at my old channel, which is Juicy Hunter 77, I now have it as strictly as a gaming channel. I kept my vlogs up because they are memories, they are past. I don't like to delete stuff that are memories. It's, my boys can look back on it and see what's going on. He's never been a vlogger type of guy. Me, I've always been interested in YouTube, interested in the platform, and always wanted to make videos, but I didn't have the skills at the time or the right quality to really pull off better content than I do now. I have more knowledge. I have better knowledge, and I have iMovie on my phone, so that makes it a lot more easier to help with transitions and understand, to figure out things. All I have to do is Google or YouTube how to figure out things. There was a lot of drama that happened between us both. My eyes are swollen, you can see they're very crusty and stuff, which is not something I would recommend for anybody using micellar water at all. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I want anybody who understands. I used to subscribe to people that were dealing with ex-family members and such like that. So the background of the story is, when I was about 14, I got pregnant. And I went all summer without having known that I was pregnant. I felt like I was pregnant, but I honestly could not put the pieces together that I felt like it and stuff, and I was missing my period and stuff. But him and I eventually got back together and we had Alex. Then I realized over time that him and I just I wasn't happy with him, so I tried leaving. As I left, I realized I was pregnant with Owen, so we got back together and we fixed things, and we knew that we needed to stay together. So building on that, from that point in time, the Christmas of 2013 he proposed. It was nothing like he got down on one knee. He gave the engagement ring through a box to the child, to I think Alex, to give to me, which was cute. Some people will enjoy that. The diamond ring wasn't a diamond, it was just blue gem, which was fine. I don't care about those types of things. It doesn't bug me. Fast forward, we got married when I found out I was pregnant with Ethan 4 months before we were getting married. So, and because I had IUD, I was pretty scared at that time. But we got married and we were happy for 2 years. And then I decided that I wanted to go to school. I was working. I dropped out of school so he could go to school, because there's no way for us to swing and balance the kids and us going to school together back in the day. And so I dropped out and I worked. A good chunk of the time I did work. When I had Ethan, I didn't work for about a year because I wanted to just take time for my kids. I slowly went insane. So I decided to get myself out and be more sociable with people besides on Facebook, besides on YouTube or whatever. I stopped vlogging for a long time. But around that time, Modern College, which is in Barrie, and they had me go in, and I took a long trip down to Barrie, and I knew I could swing the price range. I got accepted. I decided I drove all over to make sure I had the funds, to make sure I was okay, to make sure I had accounts set up so I could go to school. Everything was set up till the day before I went to college. My husband disapproved of me going. He told me I had very bad anxiety problems, and I just had very bad anxiety. I always thought I was gonna die. I was scared of dying because I had previous surgery. I had surgeries and such, and it caused me to have a PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I lost somebody when I was young to brain cancer. I lost them within a weekend. We thought she was just sick, and she ended up dying in 2 days. So that was a buildup of everything. So the day before I was supposed to go to college, he told me that, how do I put this? The day before college, he told me that I was going to die. What if I got into an accident? I was talking about possibly moving down there week on, week off, just rent out a room, just so that I didn't have to travel so much. It was only an 8-month period. I was more than willing to help out with the kids and such if he needed attention or he wanted time to himself. I was trying to figure out positive ways for us both to move on with our marriage and, give myself something good, something more positive in my life, because that was the ultimate decision. My passion for makeup still hasn't changed. I was getting better. I was getting more. I was doing more, and I wanted to learn more, and I wanted to experience on putting it on other people. I want to freelance. I wanted to do all these things. So, and I wanted to get into a business. I wanted to do all these things, and I still want to do all these things. But he told me I was gonna die. What if I got into an accident? What if I meet somebody down there? We couldn't afford it. So I looked at him and I was angry, and I was like, well, if I can't go to school, I have the funds. I know how to send you to school. I know how to set all this up. Why don't you go to school? And I begged and I pleaded him. I wanted to go so fucking bad. And he's like, well, I don't really know what I want to go for. So essentially, I never took out the loan. I never went to the school for the first day. I just didn't go. I called the college and I told them I wasn't going. My tuition cost $12,000. That included all of the stuff that I needed to start and use products during said time. It was through a private school, but OSAP, I live in Ontario, so OSAP covered it. So I was okay, and I figured I could swing it, but in the end I let him control me. I let him do anything, and I felt like I couldn't do it because if I didn't have his approval, then I couldn't do it. And I didn't have his approval, so I didn't go. The way I portrayed myself in a lot of in our lives to the people around us, we portrayed ourselves as in, he's the funny guy and, I'm the dominant one, but it was not like that. He used to hide my clothes at his parents' place, which is a whole different story. Cell phone was hid, we did custody battles. I got us out on our own. This is all truth. It may sound like a lie, but I promise you, I set everything up.